Good afternoon, everyone. We are so glad that you all are here with this, and we're going to officially begin this afternoon's press conference. I'm Katara Williams. I'm the Vice Chancellor for Institutional Advancement and External Relations here at the Southern University AGCenter, and we are so pleased today to announce our selection as one of the institutions selected for this nearly $800,000 EPA award. I think that that deserves in itself a round of applause. This grant will allow us to champion pollution prevention and environmental justice in communities at an even greater level. Joining us this afternoon are representatives from the EPA, along with our administration, who will provide additional details. And I will first ask our President Chancellor of the Southern University System, Dennis J. Shields, to provide opening remarks, followed by comments from our Chancellor Dean, Dr. Orlando F. McMeans. Please join me in welcoming them to the podium and officially beginning today's conference.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. There we go. Welcome to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, our partner, and attendees to this press event on our beautiful campus. We are extraordinarily honored that Southern University was chosen as one of 12 organizations to be selected for this grant and to be selected the organization in the state of Louisiana. We are also proud to serve as the representative of our HBCU communities, humbled also, but proud, and we are honored to be able to be a partner with the EPA for this historic and impactful cooperative endeavor. I have every confidence that Southern University Agricultural Research and Extension Center, under Chancellor McMeans' leadership, will successfully implement and execute this program as planned. You know, universities are supposed to be stewards of place. So not only do they have an educational mission, they should help in the thriving of the communities where they're located, the cities where they're located, and the states where they're located. I think their success with this grant is evidence of our ag program's commitment to being good stewards of place. We are proud of the work and efforts of our faculty, staff, students, and administrators in bringing extramural resources through salient programs such as this one in support of our community stakeholders, along with business and industry. So I thank you for entrusting this work to our institution, and we look forward to seeing tangible outcomes that will continue to transform the landscape of our community, especially as it relates to environmental matters. Chancellor McMeans, will you join me up here and say a few remarks?
Good afternoon. All right. I echo those same sentiments from President Chancellor Shields. I'm just excited being a graduate of an HBCU and then also working at HBCUs for the last 26 years. Um, this is really one of my first contacts with EPA, and that sends a message to not only Southern but to the HBCU system that our mission and goals are in alignment. So I'm excited about this opportunity. And of course, we always welcome partners who are making an investment in our institution. So thank you very much. Um, you know, to be one of 12 was something that I thought was very, very important as relates to organizations receiving this prestigious grant. But to be the first HBCU to receive it, I did not know that until I walked in here today. So that says a lot. There is no doubt that we're looking forward to this grant. We will continue to work with our sister institution, LSU, and their Ag Center and College of Ag, but also Life City and New Orleans. And you'll ask the question why. And because they are the two most industrialized communities in the state, and therefore are disproportionately impacted. The thing that I love about this particular grant is that we, as an 1890 land grant institution, has the lifelong mandated mission of serving underserved and underrepresented communities who are vulnerable to these pollutions and to these environmental concerns. And so we take it seriously, and specifically the Ag Center and the College of Agriculture. I will tell you that we will work diligently, as the president stated, to implement this grant because we want to remain partners, and we also want to remain good stewards of the resources that we will be receiving. And I'm excited about this because General Honore said to me my first week here, he said, if we're not doing anything to deal with environmental injustice, how can we call ourselves an 1890 land grant institution? So I will make sure that General Honore finds out about this grant and about what it actually means to the communities that we will be serving. I want to definitely, again, thank the United States Environmental Protection Agency for promoting this program, which is so important. I lived in an area in southern Alabama, which I deemed a community that was vulnerable as it relates to pollution. Not only pollution, but negative environmental conditions, where power lines and what have you. And Southern is situated in a location you don't have to look for. We have a number of companies located next to us, and we deal with that, and we have a high incidence of cancer. So we are hopeful that through this program, we can address and remedy some of those issues. And I look forward to promoting this not only from the standpoint of administration, but via our vehicle in our extension program, as well as what we do in academics and our research program. Now, before I turn it over to our partners, I would like to say, I'm already talking about the next 800,000. So I will tell you about our uniqueness, and I'll make 4 points. They'll be quick points because we have a lot going on today, so I don't want to hold everybody up. 2 months ago, with the support of the president, we were able to add environmental into our College of Agriculture. And that shows that we are focused on the environment. And thank you to Dr. Marshall for leading that effort. The other thing, last week at the coronation, by the way, if you missed the coronation last week, it was awesome. And Ag took over, isn't that right, President Shields? We took over that. But we had students that I was shocked. And we had students that said they want to go and work in environmental justice. After they finish their degrees in agriculture, they're going to law school. So we have that working for us. The other thing that I told you earlier is that on the same landmass, we have an Ag Center, an Ag College, a Law Center, and a Law College. There is no HBCU that has it on the same landmass. So there are other opportunities. And last, we are the only HBCU with a master's and PhD program in environmental toxicology. So I say all that to say that I believe that this will be a long-term relationship as we implement the current grant. And I just truly thank you again, and I'm looking forward to working with you and any type of other support that we can give, and working with not only Southern University, but our other historical Black college and university. We are here to help support and promote that. So at this point, I will now ask Ms. Jenny Romer, who is the EPA Deputy Administrator for Pollution Prevention in the Office of Chemical Safety and Pollution Prevention, to come forth in a moment, and she will make the official announcement of the funding. So please join me in a round of applause for the representatives from EPA and others who are in this room today. Thank you. Jenny?
Good afternoon. Thank you, and thank you, Dr. McMeans, for having me here today, and for all of your work in pollution prevention at Southern University and supporting Louisiana's communities. It's so great to be here, and I'm thrilled to announce this pollution prevention grant funded by President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law. Also, I want to recognize Clarissa Moore, who's with us today from Congressmember Carter's office. And the congressman has been a great advocate for implementation of the bipartisan infrastructure law, and unfortunately could not be here today because he has pressing issues in Washington, but wanted to acknowledge that. So thank you. As the first ever Deputy Assistant Administrator for Pollution Prevention, also called P2, I know how important it is to have Southern University working so hard on reducing pollution. And so we're excited to announce EPA's Pollution Prevention Program has selected 24 grantees to receive a total of $16 million from the bipartisan infrastructure law to advance environmental justice in disadvantaged communities. And this funding will empower businesses across the country who are vital in neighborhoods to prevent pollution in disadvantaged communities, while also strengthening economic growth and addressing environmental and human health issues where people work and live. And we see this expanded funding, $100 million from the bipartisan infrastructure law, as an opportunity for the P2 program to reach a broader universe of businesses through technical assistance, and particularly in greater numbers of communities with environmental justice concerns. This means that these grants will help advance President Biden's J40, or Justice 40 initiative, which aims to deliver at least 40% of the benefits of certain government programs to disadvantaged communities. And there are few better investments than P2 grants. It's often cheaper and more effective to prevent pollution where it's from being created rather than clean it up afterwards. So since 2011, work done through these grants has eliminated an estimated 20 million metric tons of greenhouse gases, saved 49 billion gallons of water, and reduced the use of hazardous materials by more than 900 million pounds, and saved businesses over $2.2 billion. So it's really a win-win for the economy and the environment. And these are important results for our nation and for our communities, all thanks to commitment and innovation from our grantees, now including Southern University. Grantees really increase the capacity for businesses to prevent pollution, and they document and they share best practices developed through these grants so that they can be replicated. So I am very excited to announce Southern University has been selected to receive over $796,000 from our bipartisan infrastructure law P2 grants. Their work is critical in helping to protect Louisiana water bodies by targeting manufacturing clusters to assess and implement practical solutions to reduce the amount of hazardous substances released into local aquifers. Located within East Baton Rouge and New Orleans East, two historically disinvested regions, and focusing on these clusters is important to truly having a place-based approach to assess and empower communities with environmental justice challenges specific to their livelihood. It will be great to see these combined efforts and top research departments from two two of Louisiana's most recognized universities, Southern University and A&M College and Louisiana State University, as well as local partners working on this project. So together, they will be a powerful force behind really just such a critical project, or crucial project. And they'll be able to identify, track, and recognize the most impactful solutions and really deepen the impact of P2 through new community partnerships. President Biden has made environmental justice a cornerstone of his administration, and the EPA is very excited to be announcing this grant today. It's clear that the bipartisan infrastructure law has helped reinvigorate EPA's P2 efforts and recognizing just how important this work is. Every ton of greenhouse gas is eliminated, every gallon of water saved, every pound of hazardous materials not used makes a difference. And so thank you so much for having me here today. And I'd like to extend a welcome to an important community leader, Joretta Harrison, Chief Executive Catalyst and IG co-lead at Metromorphosis, to say a few words. Thank you.
Everyone. Good afternoon. As said, I'm Sharita Harrison, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Chief Executive Catalyst at Metromorphosis, which is a 501c3 based right here in Baton Rouge, focused on building collective action to address communities' most pressing issues. And so it gives me even greater pleasure to stand here as a partner on the P2 grant with the Southern University AGCenter and made possible by the EPA. At the heart of the work of Metromorphosis is about connecting communities and organizations in a way that allows them to jointly generate solutions to their most pressing issues. And we can't think of a more timely issue than pollution prevention, hazardous waste reduction, and human health improvement efforts led by the AGCenter. Because we know that while environmental issues impact all communities, they certainly impact those communities that have been wholly disinvested in or relegated to the margins of what is considered normalized society. And so when we think about the people who live in communities along Scenic Highway or Plank Road or in South Baton Rouge or New Orleans East, those people who live there who are already facing food deserts or water crises, we know that environmental hazards will only exacerbate those issues. But when we look at the people who live in communities such as those along Scenic Highway and Plank Road and in South Baton Rouge and New Orleans East, we don't see them as broken people that need to be fixed or saved, but rather as valuable assets, both drivers and contributors to the efforts for environmental justice. And the efforts to restore their communities to those vibrant places that have birthed some of our country's richest history, traditions, and champions. And speaking of champions, we know at Metromorphosis that we're joining this movement right in the middle of things. Stakeholder groups and community groups like the Sierra Club and Life City in New Orleans and the SU AGCenter have long been championing environmental justice in our community, and we want to have a commitment to support those efforts and amplify their message. And so again, we say we are honored and overjoyed to be a partner on the P2 grant, and we want to congratulate the AGCenter and congratulations to Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stacy Dwyer, and I'm the Deputy Regional Administrator for EPA Region 6. So Region 6 covers Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Arkansas, as well as 66 federally recognized tribes and too many underserved communities. So it's good to be here today with President Shields, with Chancellor McMeans, and DAA Romer as we celebrate Southern's Pollution Prevention Grant. And I also want to give a big thank you to Dr. Katara Williams and Ms. Jacqueline Dixon for coordinating this event with us. You know, it takes a lot of effort to pull together the events and looking at everyone's schedule. So I just want to thank you for that. And so there were just many folks that worked hard behind this, behind the scenes. And again, just navigating everyone's schedule so that we could be here today. And so I just want to thank them for their hard work. And also, I know that he's not here today, but I also want to have a big thank you to Dr. Toledo, who's the Vice Chancellor for Research, for his efforts in applying for this very competitive nationwide grant. You know, oftentimes the grant process is burdensome, okay? We realize that, and it's lengthy. Half of the time, you don't even know what the questions are asking. But Dr. Toledo saw it through, which is a testament to his expertise and to his persistence. So Region 6 is proud that Southern University is one of 24 nationwide selectees from our bipartisan infrastructure law P2 grant, and this grant will continue the university's legacy of helping and improving the well-being of underserved communities. EPA has been focusing on environmental justice and serving the underserved, beginning with Administrator Regan's Journey to Justice tour in Louisiana, and that was back in November of 2021. And the president, with support from our congressional partners, has also been fighting for environmental justice. And you can look at the record of the several executive orders and the passing of generational bills that invest in America's bills, like the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, as well as the Inflation Reduction Act, which bolsters EPA's funding and provides an unprecedented level of grants for underserved communities. So this is a special time right now. So as Jenny mentioned, Southern University's Pollution Prevention Grant not only advances the President's Justice 40 initiative, but it also invests much needed funds into the historically underserved communities in East Baton Rouge and New Orleans East. And so we've been focusing much of our efforts on lifting up communities throughout the region through grants, through our regulations, innovative enforcement programs, and stronger engagement. So I definitely believe that with this grant, Southern University will expand their important role in the community by providing technical assistance to prevent pollution, better protecting valuable aquifers in which residents and the agricultural community relies on. And I was also happy to hear about the environmental science and the law that Southern is really getting students interested in, because at EPA, we need students to enter into the EPA. So Region 6 and I joined Jenny and the Pollution Prevention Program to offer our support to you as we move forward in making an impact in East Baton Rouge and New Orleans East. So I thank you for your time, and with that, let me and Jenny and the President Shields and Chancellor McMeans, let's bring on the big check.
My name's on a very big check. For me too. Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you.
This concludes today's conference. Thank you all so much for coming. And please, if you want to take additional photos or if you want any interviews, I will do so at the rear of the room. Thank you all again for being here today.
Big